Your freezer could be killing your metabolism before 9 a.m. While you're rushing to work, you're unknowingly starting your day with a chemical cocktail that would make a food scientist cringe. Today, we're exposing the 7 frozen breakfasts that are sabotaging your health from the moment you wake up. Plus, I'll reveal 3 options that prove convenience doesn't have to mean compromising your body. The worst offender on our list contains more sodium than 6 bags of potato chips, and enough preservatives to embalm a small animal. Let's dive in. Number 7, Kellogg's Special K Flatbread, the health food wolf in sheep's clothing. This one's diabolical because it's marketed as a healthy choice. The package screams protein, fiber, and whole grains while hiding a nutritional nightmare inside. One flatbread delivers 20 grams of sugar. That's 5 teaspoons of sweetness disguised as a balanced breakfast. But sugar is just the opening act. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. BHT, banned in several countries, artificial flavors, high fructose corn syrup, and enough preservatives to survive a nuclear winter. You're essentially eating dessert with a health food marketing campaign. The metabolic sabotage. Starting your day with 20 grams of sugar triggers a massive insulin spike, followed by an inevitable crash. By 10 a.m., you'll be hungrier than when you started, craving more sugar to stabilize your blood glucose. It's biochemical quicksand masquerading as nutrition. The European reality, similar health products in Europe contain 60% less sugar and are required to carry warning labels about artificial additives. American consumers get no such protection. Number 6, Great Value Breakfast Bowls, Walmart's chemical convenience store. These bowls prove that cheap food often comes with expensive health consequences. One serving packs over 1,100 milligrams of sodium, nearly half your daily allowance before you've even had coffee. The sausage is mechanically separated meat loaded with nitrates, and the eggs are a powdered reconstruction that barely qualifies as food. The ingredient horror show: sodium phosphate, potassium chloride, natural flavors, which aren't natural, and enough preservatives to stock a small laboratory. You're not eating breakfast. You're consuming an industrial food product designed to survive longer than most relationships. The quality deception. The meat comes from facilities that process the cheapest cuts available, often enhanced with water, salt, and binding agents to create the illusion of substance. European food safety standards wouldn't allow half these ingredients near human consumption. Hit that like button if you're starting to see your freezer differently. Number 5, Hot Pockets Breakfast Bites, the microwave mistake. These bite-sized disasters pack an impressive amount of nutritional destruction into a convenient package. The cheese isn't actually cheese. It's a processed cheese product made with palm oil, artificial colors, and enough stabilizers to build a small bridge. But the real crime is the nitrate load. The bacon and sausage versions contain sodium nitrite levels that would make a European food inspector faint. These compounds form nitrosamines in your stomach, the same chemicals that earned processed meat a Group 1 carcinogen classification from the World Health Organization. The heating hazard: microwaving these products at high temperatures can actually increase nitrosamine formation. You're not just eating questionable ingredients, you're chemically transforming them into even more problematic compounds. The addiction engineering, the combination of salt, fat, sugar, and artificial flavors, is specifically designed to override your natural satiety signals. One serving rarely feels like enough, which is exactly what manufacturers want. Number 4, Eggo waffles with syrup, the sugar delivery system. Let's do some math that'll shock you. 2 Eggo waffles with the recommended amount of syrup contain 32 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of Coca-Cola, delivered as your balanced breakfast. Your pancreas is essentially getting mugged before your commute even begins. The waffles themselves are made with enriched flour, nutrients stripped out, then artificially added back, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial vanilla. The syrup? Pure corn syrup with caramel coloring and artificial maple flavoring. You're eating laboratory-created nostalgia, the glycemic catastrophe. This breakfast combination has a glycemic index higher than pure glucose. Your blood sugar will spike to diabetic levels within 30 minutes, followed by a crash that leaves you exhausted and craving more sugar. It's metabolic whiplash in waffle form. The international embarrassment. Belgian waffle makers the people who invented waffles, use ingredients like eggs, butter, flour, and sugar. That's it. American Eggos require 14 different additives to achieve shelf stability. Subscribe now, because what's coming next will make you question everything about frozen breakfast convenience. Number 3. Pillsbury Toaster Strudel, the pastry that's actually plastic. The frosting packet alone should terrify you. It's primarily palm oil, corn syrup, and artificial flavors suspended in a mixture that doesn't require refrigeration. Real frosting would spoil without cold storage. This stuff could survive a zombie apocalypse. The pastry contains partially hydrogenated oils, trans fats, BHT preservative, and enough artificial colors to paint a small room. European versions of similar products use butter, real vanilla, and natural fruit extracts. American versions use chemical shortcuts that prioritize profit over palatability. The trans fat trap. Even products labeled 0 grams trans fat can contain up to 0.5 grams per serving due to FDA rounding rules. Eat 2 strudels, which most people do, and you're consuming a full gram of the deadliest fat known to cardiology. The breakfast dessert delusion. This isn't breakfast food, it's dessert marketed for morning consumption. The sugar content rivals candy bars, and the artificial fruit filling contains more chemicals than actual fruit. Number 2. Jimmy Dean Croissantwich, the breakfast sandwich from hell. This frozen monstrosity contains 37 different ingredients, including some that would be illegal in European food products. One sandwich delivers 850 milligrams of sodium, 13 grams of saturated fat, and enough nitrates to preserve a small mammal. The croissant is made with partially hydrogenated soybean oil, artificial butter flavor, and enough preservatives to outlast most mortgages. The sausage contains mechanically separated poultry, sodium nitrite, and BHA, a preservative linked to cancer in animal studies. The morning heart attack. This single sandwich contains more sodium than your heart wants to see in an entire day. For anyone with blood pressure concerns, it's like starting your morning with a cardiovascular stress test. The chemical cocktail. Between the preservatives, artificial flavors, stabilizers, and colorings, you're consuming more laboratory chemicals than actual food ingredients. It's breakfast by way of industrial processing. Hit that notification bell, because the #1 deadliest frozen breakfast will shock you. It's marketed as a healthy protein option. Number 1. Lean Cuisine Morning Collection. The diet food that's dieting you to death. The ultimate betrayal comes disguised as healthy eating. These lean options pack more sodium per calorie than most junk food, with single servings containing over 700 milligrams of salt. The turkey sausage is pumped full of water, sodium phosphate, and artificial flavors to create the illusion of substance. The protein deception. While these meals advertise high protein content, much of it comes from isolated soy protein and wheat gluten, highly processed ingredients that lack the complete amino acid profiles of whole food proteins. The chemical dependence. To achieve low calories while maintaining flavor, these products rely heavily on artificial sweeteners, flavor enhancers, and chemical salt substitutes that can disrupt gut bacteria and metabolic function. The hunger trap. Despite the calories, these meals are so nutritionally empty that you'll be hungry again within 2 hours. You're paying premium prices for processed food that fails at its basic job, providing satiation and nutrition. But here's the good news. 3 frozen breakfasts that don't hate your health. Smart choice. Number 3. Amy's Breakfast Burrito, when organic actually means something. Finally, a frozen breakfast that reads like food instead of a chemistry experiment. Amy's uses organic eggs, organic cheese, and organic vegetables wrapped in an organic wheat tortilla. The ingredient list is short, pronounceable, and actually resembles breakfast food. At 300 milligrams of sodium, it's still higher than homemade, but dramatically lower than the chemical bombs we just discussed. The protein comes from real eggs and cheese, not isolated powders and artificial enhancers. The fiber advantage. Real vegetables and whole wheat provide actual fiber that slows sugar absorption and keeps you satisfied. You won't experience the blood sugar roller coaster that comes with processed breakfast foods. The taste reality. When you remove all the artificial flavors and chemical enhancers, you remember what food is supposed to taste like. It's a revelation wrapped in a tortilla. Number 2. Good food made simple. Oatmeal cups. Convenience without compromise. These cups prove that convenience doesn't require chemical engineering. The ingredient list reads like your grandmother's recipe: oats, dried fruit, nuts, and spices. No artificial flavors, no preservatives, no ingredients that require a chemistry degree to pronounce. The sustained energy. Whole oats provide complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly, preventing the sugar spikes and crashes associated with processed breakfast foods. You'll actually feel satisfied until lunch. The customization factor. Unlike pre-sweetened breakfast products, these cups let you control additions. Add fresh fruit, a drizzle of honey, or a sprinkle of cinnamon without consuming predetermined sugar bombs. The economic sense. At about $2 per serving, you're paying for actual food instead of marketing budgets, advertising campaigns. Number 1. DIY egg muffins plus frozen fruit packs. The 2-minute revolution. Here's the game changer that will transform your morning routine forever. Spend 30 minutes on Sunday making a dozen egg muffins with real vegetables and cheese. Freeze them individually, and you've got 2 weeks of genuine breakfast convenience. The prep reality: whisk eggs, add chopped vegetables, pour into muffin tins, bake for 15 minutes. You've just created breakfast food that contains actual breakfast ingredients. The reheating advantage: 1 minute in the microwave gives you hot, protein-rich breakfast without a single artificial ingredient. Pair with a frozen fruit pack, just frozen fruit, nothing else, and you've got convenience that doesn't compromise your health. The cost breakthrough. This approach costs about 60 cents per serving, compared to $3 to $4 for processed alternatives. You'll save money while dramatically improving your nutrition. The satisfaction factor. Real eggs keep you full for hours, not minutes. You'll break the mid-morning snack cycle that processed foods perpetuate. If that DIY revelation just changed your breakfast game forever, smash that like button and share this with someone who's tired of starting their day with chemical experiments. The morning truth. Your day starts with your first decision. Your breakfast sets the metabolic tone for your entire day. Start with chemicals, and your body spends hours trying to process artificial ingredients instead of providing sustained energy. Start with real food, and you're supporting stable blood sugar, sustained energy, and genuine satiation. The convenience myth. The food industry has convinced us that healthy eating requires massive time investments. In reality, real convenience comes from foods that actually nourish your body, instead of creating cravings for more processed food. The energy equation. Processed breakfast foods create energy deficits that you spend the rest of the day trying to overcome with caffeine, sugar, and more processed foods. It's a cycle designed to keep you dependent on the food industry's solutions. The long-term perspective. Every breakfast choice is either supporting your health or undermining it. There's no neutral ground when it comes to starting your day with real food versus chemical combinations. Taking control of your morning. You don't need to give up convenience to eat intelligently. You just need to redefine what convenience actually means. Real convenience is food that provides sustained energy, genuine nutrition, and doesn't leave you hungrier than when you started. The Sunday solution. Batch prep real breakfast foods when you have time, then reheat throughout the week. You'll have true convenience without chemical compromises. The ingredient rule. If you can't pronounce it or wouldn't cook with it at home, your body probably doesn't want to process it first thing in the morning. The energy test. Pay attention to how different breakfast choices affect your energy levels. Real food provides sustained energy. Processed food provides temporary highs, followed by inevitable crashes. The bottom line. If your day starts frozen, make sure it's not a chemical storm. You don't have to choose between convenience and health, but you do have to choose between marketing claims and actual ingredients. Your metabolism, your energy levels, and your long-term health all depend on how you fuel the first few hours of your day. Make those hours count. Ready to revolutionize your morning routine without sacrificing convenience? Subscribe and hit that notification bell for more food industry reality checks that'll change how you start every day. And if this opened your eyes to what's really in your freezer, share it with someone who deserves to know the truth about breakfast convenience foods.